Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing great and I'm doing good too. Welcome to the new episode of Who Moved My Cheese. But before we begin, let us sneak out to our last episode where I left by saying movement in a new direction helps you find your new cheese. So let's clarify ourselves. What is a new direction? A new direction over here means a new path, a new way to explore different things. It could be anything, just can be of taking a new decision or anything, just moving up from your comfort zone can be a new direction for you. Most of the time, we are afraid of going into new paths or exploring a distinct idea to do a particular thing, which can be your new cheese. Cheese doesn't mean an actual one, but is a metaphor used for whatever the things we want in our life. So tell me, how many of you find ease in moving to a new direction? How many find difficulty in doing so? If I talk about myself, it's really hard for me, at least, to take a new step further, to take a new direction. People might be thinking that I'm just saying in this manner, but no, I felt what I'm saying. I really mean it what I'm saying. Whenever I want to take a decision, I think a lot of it about its outcome, what it can be. It may be a positive or a negative impact, about its results, and many more things. So moving out into a new direction or choosing over a new path is really a tough choice. But surprisingly, when I do so, I really feel good. I feel like at least I decided to do something. At least I chose to take a decision. It really, and if the result turns out to be more good, it really makes me feel more better that at least I took some decision over it. Let me also know what makes you at ease. So let's talk about the story. Hall looked down the dark passageway and was aware of his fear. What lay ahead? Was it empty, or worse, were there dangers lurking? He began to imagine all kinds of frightening things that could happen to him. He was scaring himself to death. Then he laughed at himself. He realized his fears were making things more worse. So he did what he would do if he weren't afraid. He moved in a new direction. As he started running down the dark corridor, he began to smile. He didn't realize it yet, but he was discovering what nourished his soul. He was letting go and trusting what lay ahead for him, even though he did not know exactly what it was. To his surprise, he started to enjoy himself more and more. Why do I feel so good? He wondered. I don't have any cheese and I don't know where I am going. Before long, he knew why he felt good. Once again, he stopped to write again on the wall. When you stop being afraid, you feel good. I repeat one more time. When you stop being afraid, you feel good. He realized he had been held captive by his own fear. Moving in a new direction had freed him. Now he felt the cool breeze that was blowing in this part of the maze, and it was refreshing. He took in some deep breaths and felt invigorated by the movement. Once he had gotten past his fear, it turned out to be more enjoyable than he once believed it could be. He hadn't felt this way for a long time. He had almost forgotten how much fun it was to go for it. To make things even better, He started to paint a picture in his mind again. He saw himself in great realistic detail, sitting in the middle of a pile of all his favorite cheeses from cheddar to brie. He saw himself eating the many cheeses he liked, and he enjoyed what he saw. Then he imagined how much he would enjoy all their great taste. So isn't this so relatable to our situation? Whenever we seem to find difficulty in our lives, we start to panic. We start to stress out on our outcomes. But as soon as we find solutions, we start to feel better, and the situation of being afraid vanishes. And when you stop being afraid, you start to feel good. The point which is to be noted here is not solution which makes us happy. Solution anyway, we are going to find out, however difficult situation may seem to be. But when we stop the thoughts of being afraid, being fearful, we start to smile. The more clearly Ha saw the image of himself enjoying new cheese, the more real and believable it became. He could sense that he was going to find it, and he wrote on the wall, "Imagining yourself enjoying your new cheese leads you to it." So remember, imagining yourself enjoying your new path, discovering your new direction leads you to it. Ha kept thinking about what he could gain instead of what he was losing. He wondered why he had always thought that a change would lead to something worse. Now he realized that change could lead to something better. Why didn't I see this before? He asked himself. Then he raced through the maze with greater strength and agility. Before long, he spotted a cheese station and became excited as he noticed little pieces of new cheese near the entrance. They were types of cheese he had never seen before, but they looked great. He tried them and found that they were delicious. He ate most of the new cheese bits that were available and put a few in his pockets to have later and perhaps share with him. He began to regain his strength. He entered the cheese station with great excitement, but to his dismay, he found it was empty. Someone had already been there and had left only a few bits of new cheese. He realized that if he had moved sooner, he would very likely to have found it a good deal of new cheese. Ha decided to go back and see if Hem was ready to join him. As he retraced his steps, he stopped and wrote on the wall, "The quicker you let go of the old cheese, the sooner you find new cheese." So, the quicker you let go of the old situation, the sooner you find solution or the new direction for the new situation. After a while, Ha made his way back to Cheese Station C and found Hem. He offered Hem bits of new cheese, but was turned down. Hem appreciated his friend's gesture, but said, "I don't think I would like new cheese. It's not what I'm used to. I want my own cheese back, and I'm not going to change until I get what I want." Ha just shook his head in disappointment and reluctantly went back out on his own. As he returned to the farthest point he had reached in the maze, he missed his friend but realized he liked what he was discovering. Even before he found what he hoped would be a great supply of new cheese, he knew that what made him happy wasn't just having cheese. He was happy when he wasn't being run by his fear. He liked what he was doing now. Knowing this, Ha didn't feel as weak as did he when he stayed in Cheese Station C with no cheese. Just realizing he was not letting his fear stop him and knowing that he had taken a new direction nourished him and gave him strength. Now he felt that it was just a question of time before he found what he needed. In fact, he sensed that he already found what he was looking for. He smiled as he realized. He said in his mind and wrote on the wall, "It is safer to search in the maze than remain in a cheeseless situation." Ha realized again, as he had once before, that what you are afraid of is never as bad as what you imagine. The fear you let build up in your mind is worse than the situation that actually exists. He'd been so afraid of never finding new cheese that he didn't even want to start looking. But since starting his journey, he had found enough cheese in the corridors to keep him going. Now he looked forward to finding more. Just looking ahead was becoming excited. His old thinking had been clouded by his worries and fears. He used to think about not having enough cheese or not having it last as long as he wanted. He used to think more about what could go wrong than what could go right. But that had changed in the days since he had left Cheese Station C. He used to believe that cheese should never be moved and that change wasn't right. Now he realized it was natural for change to continually occur, whether you expect it or not. Change could surprise you only if you didn't expect it and weren't looking for it. When he realized he had changed his beliefs, he paused to write on the wall. Old beliefs do not lead you to new cheese. Remember, old beliefs do not lead you to the new path, to the new career, to the new solution. So to reach a new path, you need to change your old beliefs as well. Adapt new change and go ahead in life. With this, I end up today's audio pod. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. Keep listening, keep embracing the change. Have a good day. Bye-bye.